Hello friends, in this video, let us compare the cloud deployment models with one another. Let us start with the public cloud. With this cloud deployment model, there is no capital expenditure which is required because the public cloud deployment model works under operational expenditure model, which is nothing but OPEX model. So whenever the end user or the organization who is going to consume the services from the public cloud, they don't want to build the hardware. Also, they don't want to manage the data center. They simply consume the services which are offered by the public cloud. And the services from the public cloud can be quickly provisioned. So whatever services which are required by the end user or the organization, it can be quickly provisioned. This is called as a rapid deployment of the services. When you use the services from the public cloud, you only pay for what you use. So you pay only for the services what you are going to use. Security is a bit concern here because the data center, the hardware, and the operating system layer. So everything is managed by the cloud service provider. The cloud service provider has complete control over data center, the hardware, and the operating system. Now let us look into private cloud. In private cloud, the organization has complete control over the data center, the hardware, security, and also the data. They manage the data and they maintain the data for some reasons. It might be for regulatory reasons, which they manage and maintain their data. This particular model works under capital expenditure model. So the organization has to procure the hardware and the software, and also they have to maintain and manage the data center on which they are hosting the infrastructure. Now let us look into hybrid cloud model. Hybrid cloud model provides the flexibility of integrating private cloud with the public cloud. There might be some of the services which are available on the public cloud, and on your private cloud, there are some of the services which require integration of public cloud. For example, I wanted to integrate the mail services with my private cloud. I can use the services which are offered under public cloud. I can integrate with the private cloud. So this type of deployment model is called as hybrid cloud. If I wanted to test some of the services which are available in public cloud, like Kubernetes services, to build the Kubernetes services for the microservices application on my private cloud, it might take some days or months, because of which I wanted to test the microservices environment on the public cloud. And also, to build the microservices, I need to procure the hardware and the microservices environment, like Kubernetes environment, which will take time. Because of that, I wanted to use the public cloud option to test the microservices under Kubernetes. Once it is tested, if it is feasible, then I can extend the private cloud environment to adopt for the microservices. With the hybrid cloud, the organization has complete control over the security. They can decide which application runs on which cloud service. So this is application 1, this is application 2. The organization has complete control over the application where exactly it has to run. Let us look into multi-cloud deployment model. In multi-cloud deployment model, an organization has an option to choose multiple cloud service provider. For example, if there are multiple virtual machines which are hosted on Azure, and organization decides all this virtual machine data will be backed up using S3 bucket. Simply because they don't want to keep the data onto the same cloud service provider. So they want all the virtual machines data to be backed up using S3. So there is a flexibility of multi-cloud service provider. There might be a reason of having different services which are offered by different cloud service provider. In Azure, there might be some of the services which are available, and on AWS, there might be services which are not available. And for HANDR, on Azure, an organization can simply host all their live application as primary site, and they can use AWS as the secondary site. And another factor is cost. Some of the services might be cheap on different cloud service provider. For that reason also, they can opt for different cloud. And skills of the employees. The employee are familiar with one of the cloud service provider, and the organization wanted to leverage the skills of the employees, and they wanted to use a particular cloud service provider. So that also can be a reason. So we have compared and understood the different cloud deployment models. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the content, please subscribe and share the video. Thank you and take care.